was a civil rights farm worker and labor leader, a religious and spiritual figure, a community servant and social entrepreneur, a crusader for nonviolent social change, and an environmentalist and consumer advocate. He fought long and hard, along with Dolores Huerta and many others, for the rights of migrant farm workers who worked and lived in deplorable conditions. He made great strides, but his work continues. A group of interested citizens here in Colorado Springs got together and planned this march, and without them we wouldn't be here today. So please help me thank the committee members that you see here: Christine Mendias, David Vasquez, Elsa Costales, Rosa Sanchez, Juan Espinosa, Jim Tucker, Maria Smallwood, Gina Sandoval, and Cindy Lucero, who could not be here today. Okay, after achieving only an 8th grade education, I didn't realize he only had an 8th grade education, Cesar left school to work in the fields full-time to support his family. Although his formal education ended then, he possessed an insatiable intellectual curiosity, was self-taught in many fields, and well-read throughout his life. A strong believer in the principles of nonviolence practiced by Mahatma Gandhi and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Cesar Chavez effectively employed peaceful tactics such as fasts, boycotts, strikes, and pilgrimages to highlight the harmful impact of pesticides on farm workers and their children. His motto in life, "Si se puede," it can be done, embodies the uncommon and invaluable legacy he left for the workers' benefit. Since his death, dozens of communities across the nation have renamed schools, parks, streets, libraries, and other public facilities awards and scholarships in his honor, as well as enacting holidays. And a postage stamp. Yes, thank you. It's time to honor this true civil rights leader by naming a school, park, street, something here in Colorado Springs in his memory. Yay. The committee feels that we must begin the work here in Colorado Springs. In 1994, he was posthumously awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian honor in America. Cesar joined the U.S. Navy in 1946 and served in the Western Pacific in the aftermath of World War II. He returned from service to marry Helen Favela, whom he met working in the vineyards of Central California. The Chavez family settled in the East San Jose barrio of Sal Si Puedes, get out if you can, and would eventually have 8 children and 31 grandchildren. The committee wanted to especially highlight Cesar's accomplishments as a veteran and dedicates today's march to our veterans, especially those who are being deported. A round of applause for our veterans. Thank you. Cesar passed away in his sleep on April 23rd, 1993 in San Luis, Arizona, only miles from his birthplace of 66 years earlier. More than 50,000 people attended his funeral in the small town of Delano, California, the same community in which he had planted his seeds of social justice only decades before. Cesar's life as a community organizer began in 1952 when he joined the Community Services Organization, CSO, a prominent Latino civil rights group. While with the CSO, Cesar coordinated voter registration drives and conducted campaigns against racial and economic discrimination, primarily in urban areas.
being deported from this country. Not just to Mexico, all over the country. They're deporting them left and right. And I'm here to say, we gotta do something, people, because if they're deported, you're next. You're next. You start losing all your freedom. And one thing I want you to do for me and for all the veterans, I have 4 veterans that died in 2009 that were Vietnam veterans. I'm dedicated this march for them.
We can't get it. Yeah, but we posted before to because nobody wants to.
It's Mayor de Jesus Castano, Vietnam veteran, Ramon Lazado, and Alonso, and Hector Barrios. They're all Vietnam veterans that passed away since 2009, deported. This is for them. And I want all of you to get into our Facebook website. There's a petition directly straight to the President of the United States, asking him to step up an executive order to bring every military veterans that have been deported back to America and to never deport any veterans anymore.
Cesar Chavez, while he fought for the rights of laborers, farm laborers, and Mexicanos, he really fought for social justice for everybody. We need to think, as we're facing an election, we need to think about those people who care about social justice, equity, and opportunity for everybody. Right? We know that here in Colorado, we've seen some great economic recovery, but it hasn't reached everybody in every community. Economic opportunity for some is not the same as economic opportunity for all. We need to make sure that we're working as Cesar worked to make sure that everybody had the opportunity to have a living wage, a safe place to live, a place where they could work and be respected. Those are the things that every American is entitled to. Those are the things we should all commit ourselves to work towards. You're being a part of that by being here today. Thank you for supporting the life and legacy of Cesar Chavez. Get to know our candidates who are here today for mayor and for city council. Ask them the tough questions. Ask them what they're going to do to make sure they help the least among us. That is our obligation as citizens. That is our obligation as people who have benefited from the great work of Cesar Chavez. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor Joe Garcia. Another round of applause for our Lieutenant Governor.